Greetings! Mansoray79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alrighty, let's get started, pressing the A button now. Loading game and proceeding. And here we are in the main menu, up to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT06. Alrighty, let's get started, selecting the deck, entering edit deck, and off we go. Here we are in the edit deck menu. Like I just mentioned before, the deck I'm building today's deck profile video is a Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon deck, made of cards only available up until D-BT06. And okie dokie, let's get started. Selecting the filter settings, going to pack, showing the cards from D-BT1, Genesis of 5 Greats, D-BT2, Rush of Legends, D-BT3, Advance of Intertwined Stars, D-BT4, Awakening of Chakrabarti, D-BT5, Shrine of Return of Brave Heroes, Festival Collection 2021, Festival Collection 2022, Promo Pack number 1, and D-BT6, Blazing Dragon Reborn. Pack selected, apply filters, filters applied, let's get started. First up, the right deck. And first up, the right deck. For the cards in this right deck we are playing, right deck, grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle, choose a card blaster this card name from Soul and call it to rearguard. Second skill, actions, the Vanguard, once per turn, cost, counterblast 1 and retire 3 rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose up to 2 of your opponent's rearguards, retire them, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 1 critical until end of turn. Alright, the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, grade 2, Blaster Dark. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Vanguard Circle or Rearguard Circle, cost, counterblast 1 and retire 1 of your other rearguards. If the cost and paid, choose 1 of your opponent's rearguards, retire it. This unit gets drive plus 1 till end of turn. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If your rearguard is retired this turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. And okay, the grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 1 the right deck. Next up, right deck, grade 1, Blaster Javelin. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon by Blaster Dark, reveal the top card of deck. Call to rearguard circle's rest if it is a unit card, discard if it isn't. Second skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster in this card name, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. And affirmative, the Great 1 Blaster Javelin, we have 1 the right deck. And next, right deck, grade 0, Full Bow, starting unit. Skill, auto. When this unit is rolled upon, if you went second, draw a card. And confirm, the grade 0 Full Bow, we have 1 the right deck. With that, we've covered the deck's right deck. Next, let's get on to the grade 3 lineup. And now for the grade 3 lineup. For the grade 3s in this deck we are playing, the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the grade 3 Phantom Blaster Dragon, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard. This unit cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Second skill, auto as a rearguard. When this unit attack hits, countercharge 1 or soul charge 1. And already, the grade 3 Knight of War Damage Fasado, we have 3 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 3 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 2 lineup. And now for the grade 2 lineup. For the grade 2s in this deck we are playing, the grade 2 Blaster Dark. Since we already explained this card's skills and effects during the right deck portion of the video, we just skip ahead. For the grade 2 Blaster Dark, we have 3 in the main deck. Next up, the grade 2 Skull Witch Nevin. Skills, first skill, continuous as a rearguard during your turn. If you have a Vanguard Blaster as card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. Second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard's clan is only Shadow Paladin, cost, counterblast 1 and put a card from hand into Soul. If the cost and paid, draw 2 cards. And alright, the grade 2 Skull Witch Nevin, we have 2 in deck. Next up, the grade 1 Atrocious Moth Girl Maple. Skills, first skill, auto from Drop Zone. When your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is placed during ride phase, if you do not have a unit with Maple and card name, you may call this card to Rearguard Circle. If there are 2 copies of this card in drop, you may only call 1. Second skill, Glitter, Glitter Thegria. Active if your Vanguard is a Glitter with Thegria in card name. Auto is a rear guard. At the end of battle, this is an attack. Cost, Soul Blast 1 or more cards. If the cost and paid, choose a card from your soul the same grade as the sum of the grades Soul Blasted for this cost, and put into hand and then put this unit into your soul. And okie dokie, grade 2, Atrocious Mockgirl Maple. We have one deck. Next up, the grade 2. Knight of Inheritance, Emmeline. Skills, first skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle from hand. Cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with Blaster and its card name from among them, call it to rearguard circle, or reveal it, put in hand and shuffle deck. If you put a card into hand, choose a card from hand, discard it. Second skill, auto is a rearguard. When your unit with Blaster and its card name attacks, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. And affirmative, the grade 2, Knight of Inheritance, Emmeline. We have 4 in the deck. With that, we've covered the deck's grade 2 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 1 lineup. And now for the grade 1 lineup. For the grade 1 since deck we are playing, the grade 1, Aegis Mirror Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. If your hand has 2 more cards, choose a card from hand, discard it. Alright, the grade 1 Aegis Mirror Dragon, we have 3 in the deck. Next up, the grade 1 Blitz Order, Elementary Sanctitude. Skills, first skill, Continuous Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Continuous Sentinel deck. Second skill, Continuous. You may only have 1 Elementary Sanctitude deck. Third skill, Order. If your opponent's Vanguard is triple drive, this ability can be played without paying the cost. Place if it costs up, discard a card from hand if your Vanguard is grade 3 or less. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it cannot be hit until end of battle. Remove this card. Okie dokie, the grade 1, Elementary Sanctitude. We have 1 in the deck. Next up, the grade 1, Witch of Pandering, Brooder. Skills, Continuous as a rear guard. If you have a Vanguard Blaster as card name, when this unit may be retired for your card's cost, it may be regarded as retiring 2 rear guards. Affirmative, the grade 1, Witch of Pandering, Brooder. We have 4 in deck. Next up, the grade 1, Knight of Desolation, Finolia. Skill, Continuous as a rear guard. If there are no other units in the same columns as unit, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. Includes your opponent's rear guards. And confirm, the grade 1, Knight of Desolation, Finolia. We have 3 in deck. And next, the grade 1, Menacing Tiger. Skills, first skill, auto. When this card is discarded from hand during your turn, cost, Counterblast 1. If the cost and paid, call this card as a resting rearguard on the rearguard circle. Second skill, auto. When this unit is placed on rearguard circle, cost, Soul Blast 1. If the cost and paid, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn. And alrighty, the grade 1, Menacing Tiger, we have 3 in the deck. With that, we covered the deck's grade 1 lineup. Next, let's get on to the grade 0 lineup. And now for the trigger lineup. For the triggers in this deck we are playing, the grade 0, Light Dragon Deity Honors Amritonia, Overtrigger, Skill, Trigger, Additional Effect. Until end of turn, you may also perform drive checks for the battles or rearguards attack. Alrighty, the grade 0, Light Dragon of Deity of Honors Amritonia, Overtrigger, we have 1 deck. Next up, the grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, Critical Trigger, Skill, Auto as a rearguard. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. Cost, put this unit into your soul. If the cost and paid, choose one of your units, and it gets plus 2,000 power until end of turn. Okay, grade 0, Blade Feather Dragon, Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the grade 0, Daring Knight Saul, Critical Trigger, we have 4 in the deck. Next up, the grade 0, Protection Magic Parabi, Draw Trigger, Skill, Continuous as a Guardian. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 shield. Affirmative, the grade 0, Protection Magic, Parabi, Draw Trigger, we have 3 in the deck. And next, the grade 0, Invigorate Sage, Heal Trigger, Skill, Auto. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit has attacked 2 or more times this turn, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. Active if this battle it's a second attack this turn or more. And confirm, the grade 0, Invigorate Sage, Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. And finally, the grade 0, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, Heal Trigger, Skill, Auto. When this unit is put in Guardian Circle, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, and its critical is increased by a non-trigger effect ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, this unit gets plus 15,000 shield until end of battle. And okay, the grade 0, Hardiness Tier Sorceress, Heal Trigger, we have 2 in the deck. With that, we covered the deck's trigger lineup. With that, deck's been built, card options explained. For the cards in this deck we are playing, 3, Grade 3, Knight of War Damage Bushiroad. 4, Grade 3, Phantom Blaster Dragon. 4, Grade 2, Blaster Dark. 2, Grade 2, Skullwitch Demon. 1, Grade 2, Atrocious Mothgirl Maple. 4, Grade 2, Knight of Inheritance Emmeline. 3, Grade 1, Aegismere Dragon. 1, Grade 1, Elementara Sanctude. 4, Grade 1, Witch of Pandering Bruner. 1, Grade 1, Blaster Javelin. 3, Grade 1, Knight of Desolation Finolia. 3, Grade 1, Menacing Tiger. 1, Grade 0, Full Bow starting unit. And for the triggers in this deck we are playing, 1, Ambertonia, Overtrigger. 8, critical triggers. 3, draw triggers. And 4, heal triggers. With that, deck's been built, card options explained. Next, let's get on to testing out the deck. Here we are in the main menu. And next let's get on to testing out the deck. So selecting the fight menu, going to CPU fight, selecting the deck I just showcased to you, the Keter Sanctuaries, Phantom Blaster Dragon, D-BT06 deck, all looking good. Selecting deck, choosing my opponent for this fight. I'm going to test it out on Dragon Empires, Toshiki Kai, hard difficulty, and click. The battle begins. Let's get started. And here we are in the fight. Gonna decide who goes first, so rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Rock to scissors, I win, going first. Drawing our starting hands, I got myself a draw trigger, Emmeline, Bruner, a Fasado, and another Bruner. Not a bad starting hand, not gonna redraw, holding on to it. Stand at the Vanguard, going first, draw. Blaster Dark, not bad. I ride from the right deck, Blaster Javelin. Right deck cost, discarding, draw trigger Parabi, discard, and ride, Blaster Javelin. That's it for my turn. And the turn, my opponent's turn. Here comes, my opponent rides the Great One, Embodied Armor Bar. Bar skill. No, his undo skill, draw a card. And his Great One skill goes to Soul. Battle, Vanguard. No guard, gonna take it. Here comes, drive check. No trigger, Gojo. 1 damage to me. Out. Damage check. Draw trigger, nice, just what I needed. Draw a card. Power to Vanguard. I drew a Emmeline. End of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Ride from the right deck, Blaster Dark. Right deck cost, I am discarding. Discarding a Fasado, discard, and ride, Blaster Dark. Skill of Blaster Javelin. Look at the top card of my deck. It is a Perfect Guard. It's not good. No choice, calling it to rest. I gotta activate a Blaster Dark skill. Blaster Dark skill, Counter Blast 1. Counter Blast, retiring my rear guard. And drive +1 to Vanguard. Then I call Blaster Dark to rear guard. Plus 5,000 power. Calling Bruner to rear guard. Call. And calling Emmeline to rear guard. Call. Emmeline skill, Soul Blast 1. Soul Blast, and look at the top 5 cards in my deck for a blaster. Yes, Persona Ride, adding Phantom Blaster Dragon to hand. Discarding 1 card for the cost. Discarding Menacing Tiger. Then I call another Bruner. Call. Battle phase we go. Vanguard to Vanguard, 10k, Twin Drive. Emmeline's skill, plus 5,000 power. Twin Drive for check. No trigger. Nemen, second check. No trigger, Menacing Tiger, 1 damage. Slash, damage check. Heal trigger, lucky him. All that power, I made the right choice calling a bunch of rear guards. Boosted by Bruner, Blaster Dark to Vanguard, 20k. Emmeline skill, another 5,000 power. 20k. The attack goes through. Slash. Damage check. Yes, no trigger, Persona Ride. And Cross Ride reference. Nothing to worry about. 25k to Vanguard. The attack goes through. Fierce. Damage check. No trigger. Yes, another Overlord out of the deck. One less Persona Ride to worry about. End of my turn, my opponent's turn. He rides to Grade 2, Mihalim. Bar skill, looking at his deck for a Gojo. Really? Gojo? Not a perfect guard? He calls Burning Horn. Burning Horn skill. Switching deck 4. Nothing happens. Countercharge. He calls Gojo. Vanguard to Vanguard. 18k. No guard. Gonna take it. He drive checks. Critical trigger. Ah, not good. Quick to ban and power to rear guard. Ow! Damage check first. No trigger. Maple, second check. No trigger, perfect guard. Ah, uh-oh. This is bad. Gojo skill, he countercharges. Here comes Burning Horn. No guard, taking it. Ow! Damage check. Ah, critical. Ah, wasted. Why couldn't I gotten this first instead? Giving it to Vanguard, but nothing happens. And end of my opponent's turn, my turn. Stand and draw. I ride from the right deck, Phantom Blaster Dragon. Right deck cost I am discarding, Menacing Tiger. Right, Phantom Blaster Dragon. And I'm gonna activate Menacing Tiger's skill. Counter Blast 1. Superior Call it. To rear guard, call. Then activating Menacing Tiger skill. When Superior called, Soul Blast 1. I Soul Blast Blaster Javelin. And giving my Vanguard plus 5,000 power. And then I activate my Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. I call Blaster Dark over Blaster Dark. Call. Adding power and not activating the skill. Then I activate Phantom Blaster Dragon skill. Counter Blast 1. I'm going to retire my rear guard Menacing Tiger and Bruner. Yep, retiring Bruner and Menacing Tiger. Treat as 2 rear guards, retire. Phantom Blaster skill. Retiring Burning Horn, plus power and critical to Vanguard. Then I call Nemen to rear guard. Call. Nemen skill. Counter Blast 1. I move Menacing Tiger's Soul. Draw 2 cards. Draw. 2 normal units. Chances of getting a trigger are high. I made the right choice. That should. Then I call Phenolia is good only for the left and right columns. Better not call it the center column. Just going straight to battle phase. Phantom Blaster Dragon to Vanguard. 28k. And skill of Emmeline plus 5,000 power. He perfect guards. Skill perfect guard discarding a critical trigger. Twin drive first check. No trigger Emmeline. Come on, second check something. Yes, critical trigger just when I need it. I'm gonna give all effects to Emmeline. There we go. Now Blaster Dark to Vanguard, 15k. Emmeline skill plus 5,000 power. The attack goes through. Slash. 1 damage. Damage check. No trigger. Safe. Now boosted by Emmeline. Go. Boosted by Bruder. Emmeline to Vanguard. 35k. Ah, another perfect guard. He had one. Discarding for the cost A. Perforate. The attack fails. This is gonna be rough. End of my turn. My opponent's turn. Here comes Dragonic Overlord. Skill to Holland. Superior calling to rear guard. He activates his Nehalem skill. Power up the Vanguard and Rearguard. And Gojo. Attacking Emmeline. I cannot guard it. No guard. Sorry, Emmeline. Twin Drive, first check. No trigger, Gojo, and second check. No trigger, Burning Horn, safe. So, Emmeline is gone, sorry. And Vanguard skill. He restands a Vanguard. 28, let's see, 26k to Vanguard, 1 drive, guard, and guard. Guarding for 38k, 2 to pass, nope, over trigger to pass, drive check. Heal trigger. He can heal and gives power to Nehalem. Out, Kachink, safe, and 25k to Vanguard. No guard. Out. Damage check. Critical. None of the critical. Wasted. All the Vanguard. This is getting really rough now. And if their turn, my turn. Stand and draw. Bruner. Persona Rock time. Persona Ride. Phantom Blaster Dragon. Draw. Phantom Blaster skill. Superior call from the Soul Phantom Blaster. Call. Then I'm going to just call. No, I activate Phantom Blaster skill first. Counter Blast. I retire Bruner, treat his 2 cards, and Nemen in the back row. Retire. Retire 2 of my opponent's rear guards. Gojo and Nehalem. Blaster powers up. Vanguard powers up. Criticals up. Looking good here, and I'm just gonna call Bruner to the back row. Calling it over here. Call. And I'm gonna move Phantom Blaster Dragon to the back row and call Emmeline to rear guard. Call. Emmeline skill, Soul Blast 1, Soul Blast, and look at the top cards of my deck. Blaster Dark, calling to rear guard. Call. Oops. Sorry about that. That was an accident. I meant to call to the right side column. What a stupid mistake. Well, no choice. Got to just continue forward. Phantom Blaster Dragon to Vanguard. 33k. Emmeline skill plus 5,000 power. The attack goes through. Twin Drive. First check. Critical trigger. Yes, just what I needed. Critical to Vanguard. Power to Blaster Dark. And second check. No trigger. Emmeline. Safe. 3 damage. Here we go. Pierce. Damage check first. Draw trigger. Oh no! He draws. Powers up. Second check. No trigger. The end. Nice. Safe. Come on. Nothing. Third check. Yes. Critical. Trigger wasted. Critical up. And power up. Does not heal. 6 damage. I win. That was a pretty okay-ish fight. I made a little mistake there at the end, but I got to try the cards that I added in this deck pretty well, so I got win, did a Persona Right, 6 turns passed, did a Superior Call, retired 5 opposing units, and drew 3 more times in 1 turn. I got 1500 VP, total 506,075 VP, pressing A to go next, leaving the fight, and going back to fight menu. Back to fight menu, leaving fight menu, going back to main menu. Back to the main menu we go, to edit deck menu. With that, deck's been built, card was explained, and I just finished the testing deck on front view, so first I want to say is, thank you to the viewers for watching today's video, and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload in the near future. I'll also be able to show support by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my videos and channel. And at that I say, goodbye, and see you all soon!